That's good.
That was a good one.
We didn't lose it.
No.
We still got it.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
We're back.
And we're on time.
Yes, we are. We are back and on time. How's everyone doing? I hope fantastic. Oh, man. Back in Texas, babe.
Back in Texas.
Back in Texas.
It's hot.
So hot. So hot. And now we have a heat dome on top of everything else.
Yeah, welcome back. Here's a heat dome for you. Although...
Welcome back to Texas. Time to cook.
Yeah.
Well, saute something.
Marinate.
More wet.
Yeah. It was super rainy when we got back, which was a different change of pace since the whole time we were gone there was zero rain.
Yeah, we drove through rain when we got back into Texas.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it was like not great rain.
No.
We drove most of the way across Texas going like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it already takes a long time to get across Texas, going 40 in crazy wind and rainstorms. But yeah, you're right. We didn't see any rain.
There's a light sprinkle in California one morning.
Yeah. I think most of that is because the entire west coast of the United States is on fire.
Let's talk about good things.
Okay. Good things.
Yeah.
You can't just jump right into it. We got to get back in the swing of things.
We have to.
Good things. Good things. All right. So we start every live with good things. Focus on something good. Get our minds right before we get started. And so put it in the chat. Something good you've got going on in your life. It can be something tiny. It can be something huge. Just something good. And if you're watching this later, put it in the comments. Oh, good things, man. Good things. Oh, people were commenting on the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my idea.
Steph said, throw some redwoods up behind us.
Yeah, let's get some sequoias in there.
Okay, sure. All right. Good things.
I'm going to share some of everyone else's good things while you talk.
I did want to say, thank you, Rhonda, from Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
From Nevada. Okay, good things. My good thing, I guess, my good thing is I could make it easy and just say being back home.
Yeah.
Because it is nice to be back home. I honestly think my real good thing is right now is that we have a brand new air conditioner.
That was going to be my good thing, but it's like bittersweet that it's a good thing.
It is bittersweet. But we have a brand new air conditioning unit. You guys know that it was on its last leg. Oh, Lord of mercy, but it's brand new. And what a time, because we got a heat dome on us right now. So are we just going to share a good thing? Well, I'll just say being back home and
I'll share a good thing. There's so many good things to share, but I will say, you guys know that I don't even know if we've lost count, but the last vacation we came back to, there's a tree on a roof. This past vacation we came back to, our AC completely died. But even one of the vacations before that, between the tree, when was the Colorado trip? Before or after the tree? After the tree, right? Yes. So our Colorado trip, I came back and something had broken into our chicken coop and killed my rooster and another chicken the night before we got back. So it's like almost every time we've left, something happens. And I will say all of my animals are alive and well.
Yeah.
And that was my number one concern.
Yep.
I came back, nothing died. Yep. Which is hard when you live on a farm and you have to like relinquish your care of animals to everyone else who has a million things going on. The rabbit was taken care of. Casca was very loved by Ellie and Megan. And
Ellie and Megan were rabbit sitters, cat sitters, and one of my coworkers was a bunny sitter.
Yes, and we got frequent picture updates from her. And Ellie and Megan were telling me about Casca and how she was doing. And it's especially difficult when you have a special needs animal that needs medications.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my good thing is that I came back and material things can be replaced, but lives, are important. So nothing died, and I was really happy about that.
Yeah, that is good. That is really good. Um, the way that we found out about our AC was so crazy because
Yeah.
we had gotten one of the a thermostat that you could check on your phone. So we had raised the temperature up in the house while we were gone because no one was going to be there. And then on the way back, right when we got into Texas, Steph was like, I'm going to drop the temperature down a little bit in the house so it's nice and comfortable when we get home. And then she says, oh, it's 90 degrees in the house.
That's not what I left it on.
So I call my mom, and my mom walks over and she's like, yeah, it's really hot in your house. The AC says it's going, but it's hot. Nothing, the lines weren't frozen, nothing. It was just hot. And we had been kind of dreading this day because in January, we were told by a HVAC technician that our AC unit was on its last leg. And any day now, they told us in January, any day now, it's going to go toast. It's going to go the way of the dodo. And, and it did while we were gone. I don't know for how long exactly. We think for like what?
Like a week.
A week, yeah, that it was just 90 in our house. But man, I gotta tell you, our brother-in-law coming out and looking at the AC unit before we even got home, and he was like, he officially confirmed it was done, and just immediately getting to work on getting us quotes and how much it was going to cost for a whole new unit, letting us compare things. And
we're really grateful for Kim, my mother-in-law, and Jake, because Kim let us borrow a stand-up AC unit, and Jake let us borrow 2 window units.
Yeah.
So the boys' room, or Connor's room, was able to have an AC unit. We just left his door open and put a blanket up in the hallway to kind of conserve their coolness. Mm-hmm. And then we had one in our room, and then we had a big one, stand-up one for the living room, which didn't really work very well, but it worked enough. So for the 24 hours that we didn't have AC while we were waiting on a new one,
it wasn't horrible.
It was
bearable.
Yeah.
And I turned 39.
On the trip.
I had a birthday on the trip.
You did.
That's a good thing too.
Yeah.
The beginning of yes, you did. The beginning of the end of my 30s. It's interesting. And then I hurt myself right after.
As you do.
It really wasn't that bad. And everything's good. Surprisingly, what hurt the most after I fell, that you got to see in the last video, was my shoulder, but I didn't feel it until the next day. And I guess because I caught myself with my wrist, which I felt my wrist almost immediately, and it kind of jarred up in my shoulder. Like everything was just super tight. Nothing broke, nothing snapped. It was tight, but I feel good now. Everything's good. My leg is almost completely healed.
Yeah, your leg looks good.
Yeah, so I'm good. Just had a little slip. But no, I'm good. 39 years old. 39 years young, I should say. 39 years young. Yep. But we got back, Sunday? Last Sunday. We got home right around the time that we would be going live. We thought about going live right when we got home, but
we just had so much.
Finding out that our house is 100 degrees.
Having to put put ACs in windows. We're like, we'll just have to hold on.
Yeah. But no, it was good. It gave me time to go through all the videos. Sometimes it was Kanga. Oh,
she was with us.
She was with us. Yeah. Was she not in any of the videos? Right?
She might not be, but Kanga is a homebody. Like Kanga does not like.
Even when we're out exploring, she sometimes is just like, I'm good.
Yeah, she would much rather just curl up in the RV and stay.
Yeah.
Because Kanga's probably pushing 14 years old. We've had her for at least 13 years, so we don't know exactly how old she is, but she's an old girl. She loves to be in the RV. Like if I open the RV door, she's hopping in. She just isn't an outdoorsy.
Yeah. But
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say that typically when we go on long trips like this, sometimes I can sit down and actually edit a video and get it out while we're on the road still, so that when we get back, we're closer to the time that you're seeing on a video. We're actually closer to that time in real life. But this time we did not have hardly any service, like at any of the places that we stayed. I was able to work on the Lukenbach video and maybe one other on the road, but man, we were in some canyons that were just no service for a lot of that trip. So a lot of it just kind of waited until this week so that we could get those videos out. But yeah, so we've been home for a week, but
we can talk about some of our adventures, though. Some of the misadventures.
Oh, misadventures.
That may or may not have made it onto some of the videos. But
I don't know how many of our misadventures made it on the video. I know when we did go live, and if you didn't catch that, we were in Arizona, and we did talk about one of our misadventures in that one live.
Yeah.
But all right, let's hear them. What's the misadventures of the Denman homestead?
The misadventures of this trip, yeah. So they're not necessarily in any order, but I jotted some of them down to talk about them. One of them that was so scary, literally so scary, was we were all asleep, middle of the night, probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hear, thank God I'm not a light sleep or a heavy sleeper, but I hear the door rattling, like the door is jiggling. And then I hear like whimpering, like not from a dog, but from a child. And I hear, like these like noises in the door. And I was like, what is going on? So I like shoot up. All we have is a curtain, right? Where we sleep. So I pull back the curtain. Buddy also looks as I'm looking, and Alora is sleepwalking, completely asleep, but sleepwalking and trying to exit the RV.
Yeah, that was scary. In
the middle of the night, in a random, I don't even remember what state we were in.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that I'm glad we keep the doors locked because she was struggling with opening the door because the locks were set.
Because she was asleep and she didn't, in her sleep state, didn't know how to unlock the door. In her awake state, she could easily unlock the door, but in her sleeping mind, all she was doing was trying to open the latch to the door to get out.
Yeah.
And she was struggling and kind of like pushing her body up against the door. And I was freaking out. So I jump out of bed. I'm like trying to get her to come back to bed. And I'm like, where are you going? What are you doing?
She doesn't know what's going on.
She doesn't know what's going on. She just lays back. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep for like the rest of the night because I was, your adrenaline's pumping. And so that was something.
That was the first time that I think any of the kids have ever tried to sleepwalk in the RV.
Right.
I don't think anyone has ever tried to sleepwalk in the RV.
Yeah. And you used to sleepwalk as a kid.
Oh yeah, I sleepwalk a lot when I was little.
We have stories of Buddy. He would sleepwalk back to the river.
Yeah, I'd leave the house. Not only would I leave the house, because I stayed at G and Pop's a lot, I would lock myself out of the house. That was the worst part because we didn't typically leave. We didn't lock our doors really back then, and I would walk out of the house in my sleep and lock the door behind me and start walking back to the river.
Yeah.
In my sleep.
One time you woke up on Lou and Dan's dresser?
No, Tina's.
Oh, on top of her.
Yeah. That was a story that G thinks that was a guardian angel because I was camping and I was camping outside and G had brought me like snacks in my tent where I was camping. And I fell asleep in the tent with my snacks, and I woke up upstairs in G and Pops's house, laying on top of, this is when Tina lived in the upstairs, laying on top of her dresser.
Yeah.
And Tina didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how it climbed up there and laid down. But I I went downstairs and I went outside to go pick up all of my stuff. And my tent was full of fire ants because I had those like snacks and things in there.
Mhm.
There was fire ants everywhere in the tent, but I didn't have a single bite on me. So G says that was a guardian angel for that sleepwalking
I
moment.
just wonder though, because I never sleepwalked. I never sleepwalked as a kid or as an adult. But even when you and I were first together, when you would randomly stand in the corner,
Yeah.
like in your early 20s, I would wake up and you'd just be standing and staring in the corner like you were going somewhere.
I don't know why some people do that. It's weird.
You grew out of it though.
Yeah.
After your early 20s.
Yeah, I haven't really sleptwalked that I can think of. I mean, I guess I would never really.
I would tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, you would tell me.
But no, and I just wonder if it's like hereditary or
Weird.
What?
Instead, if they have cheese, they sleepwalk. That's interesting.
We had a lot of cheese. I put cheese on everything. I did.
Yeah. That's funny to think about, though. Don't eat that cheese. You're gonna be sleepwalking tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna do an experiment. A whole week of no cheese and see what happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one story. What else? We had engine problems.
Yeah, and it really wasn't engine problems, but it was a problem with the engine.
Yeah, and the generator.
Yeah.
So we called an audible and went to White Sands in New Mexico because the kids have never been there. We have been there. The kids have never been. White Sands is super cool. If you've never seen it, just Google it. It's awesome.
When you watch our video of White Sands, as we're driving through White Sands and you're just kind of seeing the landscape, there's a reason why it's muted with music playing, because
look at the road.
What you would hear is, if it wasn't, was because the road is chopped, almost like it's a snow road or something, and it's just chopped up, and you're just like the entire time while you're driving on these roads. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, so anyway, we go about our merry way. The road is incredibly rough. We make it. We're going. Our check engine light comes on later.
We'd gotten to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, we had gotten all the way.
Yeah.
But in the past, when we've done our trips, our check engine light has come on when we got bad gas.
Yep.
So we typically add like a seafoam or a fuel injector cleaner, and sometimes that bad gas will work its way out, and we just make sure that we run everything well, and then the light will turn off.
We were in Wyoming one time, and we stopped at a gas station, and
not on this trip.
And our check engine light came on shortly after. So I whipped into an O'Reilly's, and they hooked their scan tool up to it, and they were like, yeah, getting a little bit of a lean code. When's the last time you stopped and got gas? And I told the guy, and he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, that place known for not having the best gas. Why don't you get some seafoam and run it through it? Sure enough, it fixed it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we were thinking.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, maybe we just have a sensitive whatever. So didn't fix it. Then we get to Santa Cruz.
Not gas indigestion. Actually,
gasoline.
Fuel.
Yeah, petrol. So then we get into Santa Cruz, and in California, and Santa Cruz is not even the worst of it, because I've been over in like San Francisco and some of the worst inclines. I don't know how people park or back out their cars on these roads, but anyway, we're in Santa Cruz, and some of the hills, the red lights and the stop signs are at an angle. So we come to the stop, and our engine dies, and we're like, what? So he cranks it, turns over, fine, run. As long as the gas is going, we're okay. We're headed to the boardwalk, trying not to let it like bring us down, because in my mind I'm like, it's a holiday weekend. We're going to have to call a mechanic out in the middle of California somewhere, pay probably crazy high prices for a mechanic on the holiday just to figure it out. Long story short, kind of. Call my dad, because my dad's like, a really good mechanic. I was like, Dad, what is going on? Here's all the symptoms. And he was like, really sounds like an air intake issue.
Mm-hmm.
So he talks to Buddy. I'm like, talk to Buddy about it. Talks to Buddy. We get back to the campground. We kind of limp along. Pop the hood. Lo and behold, there's like 3 different parts in 3 different places, all jumbled everywhere.
Our air intake system was completely in pieces.
Not
I mean,
broken, but disassembled.
It disassembled itself
from the choppy roads in New Mexico.
Yeah. And I don't know how all we dealt with was the engine dying when we stopped on inclines. Like,
yeah, we got lucky.
I put it all back together, and then you helped me strap it down, and perfect.
Perfectly fine.
No check engine light. Perfect.
Never died again. Didn't run rough. No fluctuating RPMs. So praise God, that was a simple, easy fix that we didn't even know was a thing. So every time we stopped after that, at every stop, we popped the hood. Everything
Just
good?
Check everything.
But it had to have been
Yeah.
the rough roads over in White Sands.
I sent a picture to Harley, and I said, "You called it. Like,
Yeah.
Here's what our intake looked like," and he was like, "Oh my gosh, how did any?" What's crazy too is that there were parts of the air intake right next to the belt on the engine, and it's like any of that would have knocked it out of alignment, would have caused any other issue, all kinds of issues. But
we got lucky.
It was all just kind of resting in place. All the different pieces and the air filter and everything was just resting there, and put it all back together, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Another crazy thing that we will briefly talk to you about, because it's going to be on our video tomorrow. It's going to be one of the main things.
Oh yeah, tomorrow is our coming home video.
Yeah, tomorrow's our coming home video, so be sure to watch it. But tomorrow we had to escape a wildfire.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was scary. That was intense. I won't say much more about it, but we had to find we just had to basically keep driving. And the place that we kept driving to was still surrounded by wildfires, but it was safe enough away. Well, I say that, but I was up all night watching my app to see how the wind was blowing. But obviously we're fine, but that was scary.
That full story of all of our trips on the way home, and the wildfire, all of that will be out tomorrow morning. So definitely check that out.
We briefly talked, well, I don't know about briefly, but we mentioned it during our live when we were in Arizona. Something new that had never happened to us before in the 5 years that we've been RVing is our propane tank that holds propane. It's like, what, 25 gallons?
Yeah, pressure released.
I've never had it. I mean, I didn't even know this was a thing. I knew that when you fill your propane tank, they don't fill it all the way. They fill it like 75%, which always kind of irked me. I'm like, why don't they fill it all the way? But they have to leave some space. It's like a regulation thing. You have to leave some space in there for expansion. Now I know why.
There's a reason why.
When we were in Texas, it was 83 degrees when we left, and we filled our propane tank up. So by the time we got to Arizona, like 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, it was 114 degrees. In the hot air.
I think it hit 115.
Yeah.
Yep.
The heat and the change in pressure going from Texas to Arizona caused the propane in the air to expand in the tank. And I was driving, turned a corner, pop! It was just like this loud pop and bang. And I look out my side view mirror, and I see these like rocks, like, because we're driving on the ground, but like rocks and gravel and stuff is spraying and spewing. I for sure thought I busted a tire. For sure thought I popped a tire. So I pull into this parking lot, and it had stopped. And we got out, and we realized it was the propane had let go of the pressure relief valve because it was just under so much pressure. It's so hot. So that was crazy. Definitely a first experience with that. And even small propane tanks, I didn't realize, like the ones you cook with, like the 5-gallon ones, those even have a pressure relief valve on them too. This is just the first time I've ever even had to deal with that. So that was pretty scary. But again, everything was fine. It acted as normal. Like as soon as it released the pressure, the valve shut, and we didn't lose or leak any propane after that. So it did its job, which I was really thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I think those were the only like big things that happened while we were on the trip.
Yeah.
Like the big kind of like I don't say crazy, but like the things that kind of went wrong, but it didn't ruin the trip at all. It was just kind of like.
Yeah, they're just random things. And then,
Yeah.
of course, me falling.
Are you falling? Yeah, you hurt yourself. But California is crazy. And I don't mean it by like in a derogatory way. I mean it like the biodomes, the crazy different spectrums of land and environment and
temperatures
and the desert. I truly have never been in a desert before the way I have been in California. We were in Big Bend. That was probably the closest desert I've been in, which is Texas.
Yeah. I mean, we've driven through some deserts. White Sands is a desert.
No, it's not.
White Sands? Well, I mean, it's like dunes. It's like sand dunes. They're just white.
Yeah, but that's not a desert.
Yeah, like a desert.
Yeah, I mean like desert, like cactus and tumbleweeds and
Joshua trees.
Hot. Yeah. California is like a desert, and then you get to like farmland, and you get to a ton of food. I mean, I've never seen as much produce.
That was the biggest thing I think that shocked both of us, is that we didn't realize one of the things that me and Steph love to do when we travel, and this is one of the great things about having an RV, is you get to drive to so many different places and see the farms.
Right.
And it's so cool driving through Louisiana and seeing all the sugar cane. And I mean, drive through Texas, a lot of times you're going to see just corn and
cattle.
Cattle and all that kind of stuff. But in all the places that you go, seeing the different things that they grow. But California, there is just so much.
Yeah.
So much growing in everywhere you go. And I mean, I'm not just talking about wine, but that's insanely huge.
Yeah, all the vineyards.
The vineyards, but the artichokes, the pistachios, the strawberries, the almonds, citrus, like it is
kale,
insane. Kale,
salad greens. So in Texas, if you've never been here, we don't have busloads of people that are just dropped like that come in literally by the bus and let off, and they're in the fields picking. We don't have that anywhere I've been in Texas, and I've been a lot of places in Texas that I'm aware of. But in California, it's like workers are in every field picking all of the things, all of the produce. One guy I was talking to said that the state of California, that one state of California produces over 50% of all of the United States produce.
Yeah.
And I'm sure more. But it's mind-blowing to think of, like, if it's not desert land, it's being used for food production, 100%. Like, there's not a speck of ground that's not being used, which also makes it, I guess, why the cities are so populated, because everything else is food. Everything else is food.
So much food.
Yeah.
So much food. But to your point about changing the biomes, so we drove from Joshua Tree,
which is pretty cool.
Very cool. The rocks really caught me off guard.
I want to go back when it's not super
1,000,000 degrees. Yeah.
So we can get out and hike and walk and not die.
The rocks were so cool, but we drove from that through like the center of California into Santa Cruz. And that is a crazy feeling of going from 105, 106 degrees in Joshua Tree, everyone just like hot, you're in like an oven, and getting out in Santa Cruz and being like, well, I gotta put a jacket on.
Yeah,
because
sweater on.
everyone changed clothes. It's chilly out here, you know, and it's like that was crazy. And then even in Santa Cruz, in the heat of the day, out on the beach, sun just beating down you as hot as it's gonna be, it was like mild.
Oh yeah.
It just felt good to be outside.
So good. I
our neighbor said, yeah, they pay a weather
tax to live
in California. They pay
a
weather tax to live up here.
Yeah, which I get it because the weather in that part of the state was absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't do the desert. I'm not a desert person.
Yeah, desert was hot.
Yeah.
Arizona was brutal.
Arizona was really, really hot.
So pretty, but whew.
Yeah, I've heard it's nice in the winter.
Yeah, that's what our neighbors were telling us, that they like to go to Phoenix when it's cool because it's like beautiful.
You have to explain our neighbors.
Our neighbors were from Nevada.
Our neighbors at the RV park.
Yeah, not the neighbors here. They were from Nevada, and they're at the RV park, and our kids were all the same age as their kids. They had 3 kids almost similar in age as our 3 kids, and that was really cool. Laura made a friend. It was really neat.
Yeah. Laura got a phone number from her friend Riley to keep in touch, and we've made friends before in other parks, and so we plan to, hey, if you come down to Texas, let us know if we go back up to Nevada.
Yeah.
Which we learned.
Nevada. Because I kept saying Nevada.
I kept saying Nevada too. That's Nevada. And they're like,
You know what's funny? After I learned Nevada, I have like started picking up on it in different things that I've seen. Just this morning, I believe it was this morning, I was watching a video on YouTube, and sometimes I'll watch, they show up in my feed in YouTube sometimes about people that get pulled over, and like they're like the dash cams and everything. It records like the reasons they get pulled over and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes I'll see those videos for whatever reason, probably something to do with Kansas. But this guy was driving an RV through not even Nevada. He was driving it through somewhere else. I can't remember. And a police officer pulls him over, and she goes, "Where are you coming from?" And he goes, "Oh, I just drove through Nevada." And she goes, "Oh, okay, drove through Nevada. And what were you doing there?" And he's like, "In Nevada?" She's like, "Yes, in Nevada. What were you doing?" And it's like she's saying it right to him, and he's just saying it the way that we've always said it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, now you have to pick up on it now.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got schooled on the pronunciation of that, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, we had really good neighbors at our Santa Cruz, which we went to the boardwalk. And
boardwalk was so awesome.
Such a cool place in Santa Cruz. If we didn't get to go to the aquarium, but we did do the boardwalk, and the kids rode rides and did like a little scary haunted house thing that they had there, and we had all of the really awesome boardwalk food that we never really get to have. So we did the putt golf thing that they had. You guys rode a roller coaster. You boys did, and me and Laura did the Ferris wheel because she did not want to do the roller coaster. So we did Ferris wheel.
The boardwalk may be one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part. That was a really fun day.
Not the Sequoias.
The Sequoias were awesome. I'm just trying to think of like
your favorite part. The boardwalk is like top.
Because the thing about the boardwalk versus the Sequoias, when we were in the Sequoias, I feel like you and I were just in awe of everything. And the kids were...
They were sick.
Well, the car sickness, that did not help. But I just remember the kids being like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That's a big tree.
Wow, that's a really big tree." And we're just sitting here like, like we can't catch our breath because of how giant those trees are, right? Yeah. So, and that is one thing I love about our trips, is that Steph and I find our own great, amazing things
Yeah.
about these trips. And
We're
but
like, one day you'll go back with your own children and appreciate these
Yeah.
giant trees as much as we do.
the boardwalk though was one of those days where it was just like everyone I feel like was just having a blast.
Yeah.
And everyone had something to do, whether it was like us just looking at the beach or riding roller coasters, you and Alora doing the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
We got to do haunted houses, which you don't ever do, so that was cool.
I really thought it was going to be cheesy.
The second one. The first one was.
The first one was a little cheesy.
The first one was cheesy.
It was a little ride. You sit in this little cart and it takes you through this little, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a little haunted ride, but it's not, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, I had that little experience because I'm not I don't do scary. I don't do haunted houses. I don't do scary movies.
Yeah.
Then we go through this haunted walk where you walk through this thing.
That was cool.
That got Alora crying. She and I both had the same thought of like, okay, well, if that was kind of meh. It was fun, but it was like very like watered down. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we go to this walkthrough one, and you've got this spinning wheel thing with lights, and you have to walk across this boardwalk, and your brain's not processing like what's going on. And there's this fog room where the fog's up to your chin, and you hear these like giggling noises, and then you walk into this mirror room where your own reflection is scaring you, which got you.
No.
Yes,
that's not what got me.
Your reflection.
Yeah, not in the mirror room. Not in the mirror room.
No.
This is the dumbest thing. What scared me the most is I was walking up to a door because there's doors that you have to open up, and this door had a semi-reflective surface on it. So I'm walking up to open the door, and obviously I see something in front of me making the same gesture that I'm at, and I was like, "Oh!" And then Caden's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just this door."
It's just
open this door.
Yeah.
The mirror part was creepy, but yeah, that whole haunted walk thing, that was like designed to take you through all the different things that people are scared of. There was a clown section,
the clowns,
gory section, a part where the walls close in on you as you're walking through.
Yeah,
mirrors, fun house, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it was almost like a mind, not necessarily like a scary haunted house, but it was like a, what would you?
Preys upon the fears.
Yeah, it was just like a fear walk. I don't know.
Caden did not get to surf. No, we didn't do the surfing. Caden didn't even want to get in the water.
Yeah, we had to pay our kids.
We had to. I mean, if we had wetsuits, it probably would have been different. But man, the water was cold. But yeah, we didn't. We went out there to the beach on the very first day. We all got to walk out there. You got to see that on the video. We all got to see the Pacific Ocean for the very first time ever, which was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
We all saw it as a family, so that's awesome. Very much like all of us as a family walking up to Grand Canyon and seeing it for the first time. Like that's just a cool thing. But then we spent a whole day on the boardwalk, and then we just spent on 4th of July. We just spent the whole day at the beach. I mean, we were just there all day.
Yeah, I brought snacks and drinks, and we just we had Luna. We didn't bring Kanga. Kanga's a beach dog, but Luna came. Or did we bring Kanga?
Kanga? Yeah.
We brought her to the beach.
Didn't we? I think we did. Maybe not. I don't know.
I can't remember now. I think we just brought Luna.
Yeah. But also on the first like full day that we were in California, Caden's foot was not feeling good.
Oh yeah, he tore something in his foot.
He did something to his foot, and it happened while we were at the boardwalk on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
We're just walking a lot, and then all of a sudden we noticed that he had like a limp, and his foot was not feeling good. Yeah,
he doesn't even know what he did.
Yeah.
But the sequoias. Let's get to the sequoias.
Yes, these guys.
Look what I have.
A cone.
I brought this back. This cone is larger than my head.
Yeah, it's tiny compared to the trees.
It's not even the biggest cone. Like the top of it's broken off.
What are you gonna do with that cone?
It's decoration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my.
Yeah.
I just want to look at it.
It's cool.
I like that. Yeah. I do. I like it. Yeah. So the park was great. The one downfall I will say about the park, since I feel like I can comment now on national parks, since we've seen some of them. The parking situation during the peak visitor time, which I feel like we went, is not great. The parking was like very sparse.
Do you think this is peak time for Sequoia?
It has to be. People were literally parking and hiking miles to get to the trails. There was cars parked along.
I feel like when it would be a little bit cooler, maybe. Now, granted, once you get up there, it's in the 70s, but it's in the 90s at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I would think during the summertime when kids are off and people are vacationing, probably now is peak vacation time.
Yeah.
But
parking was
a nightmare.
It's so difficult to just stop and look at the things because if you're just going to stop and wait for a parking spot to open up so you can get out and actually look at the things, you're blocking all the traffic on the road. And I feel like some parks, now I get it. There's a fine line between, how much you want to clear out of a national park to make a parking lot.
Sure. Yeah. You got to.
But there are some parks that we've been to where it feels like there's just like they planned for it and there is plenty of parking for whoever wants to be there, whatever season it is.
Like Glacier. Like when
we were there at peak season for Glacier.
And you couldn't tell.
There was plenty of parking for everything in Glacier. Yeah. But this one was definitely hard to.
We made it happen.
We did.
We circled a couple times to find a parking spot so we could get out and it was worth it. Believe me, it was worth it. Wonderful, beautiful weather once you got up there. The air smelled good. What I didn't really understand was, or maybe I did understand it, other people didn't. We did bring our dogs because it was a 3.5-hour drive to get to the national park from the national forest. It's massive. Mm-hmm. We drove 3.5 hours just to get to the national park.
Yeah.
And we rented a vehicle so we could drive and not take the RV. But once we got there, so we had the dogs. Once we got there, we already knew in advance that dogs are not allowed on the trails, the hiking trails. We weren't necessarily planning on doing hiking trails. Number one, Caden's foot was hurting, but number two, we just really wanted to just drive through it and look and see and, do things.
Yeah.
So when we got to the General Sherman, which is the biggest by volume tree, it was a trail down and it said no pets. So I stayed back with the dogs and walked around, let them walk, and which was fine. We got out of the car, let them walk. Buddy and the kids went down and I said, I'll flip-flop with you. And if you watch our video, that's when I say, come along with me, let's walk to the General Sherman. And I'm glad that Buddy didn't speed this up because I thought that he would. I thought he was going to zip through it, make it fast, but he actually left the entire walk so that you could get the full experience of walking to the General Sherman down.
I just thought it was more appropriate because the walk is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And I don't think you really need to speed up hardly anything when you're in a place with that much like beauty. But you did say there's a couple times in the video where Steph's like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry." She's like walking past people and she's like, "You left all that in?" I was like, it's the full experience. Like if you're gonna walk to General Sherman, everyone's gonna get the entire experience of walking in General Sherman.
Yeah, but it's I think he did a really good job. All that to say, there was dogs everywhere on the path to the General Sherman, and there wasn't any park rangers or anyone there to tell you, no, you can't have them. But I guess I could have brought them, even though there were signs everywhere that said no. So we were following the directions, but
the walk. So the walk down. Well, I don't know if you really get the feel of that in the video.
The elevation change.
But you're going down the entire time you're going to Sherman. And I remember walking past, I'm starting the trail with the kids, and I'm walking past people who are just like, they're like sitting down, they're breathing heavy, and I'm like, man, is this going to be like a long walk? I was thinking, like, is this going to be a really long walk, or what's going on with, there's dogs going crazy, so Steph's going to check it out. Anyway, let's just say that by the time we were all coming back up, I understood exactly what was happening because Laura had to stop and take about 4 breaks. She was like, "Can I take a break?" I was like, "Okay, sure." And I was just going to soldier on and just trooper it out. But then when Laura would be like, I'd like to take a break," and I'd be like, "All right, yeah, let's all take a break." We just like sit down. But yeah, the way back up, it's a big elevation change. You just feel it a lot more when you're going back up. But just a beautiful walk. So I left the whole thing in the video, and Steph had the idea. She was like, during the walk, maybe I could just kind of, we could put on the screen different facts about Sequoias and General Sherman, and that's what we did, and it worked out pretty good. I think it turned out to be a good video. What was going on?
No idea.
Just dogs being
Just dogs being dogs. Father in the shadow, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, so I was just kind of wrapping up how steep the incline is on the way back up.
Oh yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I mean,
On the way up, it was pretty steep.
yeah.
You didn't think so? Okay. Well, she didn't think so. I thought it was steep.
I guess too, like it depends on like your cardio,
Yeah.
fitness level. If you're used to like walking inclines, then
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be that bad.
I think you'd change. I want to say it said at the beginning of the trail, 900 feet. I think is what the.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it changes 900 feet.
Mm.
But it wasn't too bad. Okay, so we can talk about this because we haven't talked about it at all.
Oh yeah.
We have been living there for the last 3 days. I feel like.
Well, for sure, all day yesterday we were there all day.
I was there all day Friday.
Yeah, you were there Friday.
Even though I didn't get a whole lot done. But yeah, so our job was the plumbing. That was because
It's our first job.
We planned, the first job in the new house. We planned and did all the plumbing in this barn, and I learned a lot. It had a lot of materials left over, so I just said, like to Pops, like, don't pay anyone to do the plumbing. Like, let me do it. And no one around here really likes doing plumbing anyway. So I just had so much stuff left over. I figured, why not just let G and Pops have all that and not have to pay someone to plumb the house. So that's what I've been doing.
How much money do you think realistically?
How much what it would cost someone?
Yeah, to plumb that house that we did.
Well, I gave Pops everything I had. I'm using all my own stuff that I have left over, and I have still spent $300 just on buying more stuff.
Stuff that we didn't have, I know.
For that we didn't have. So, I mean, I don't know how much.
Parts and labor.
Yeah, it would have been
Thousands.
expensive. Yeah, thousands for sure.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty cool because we had down to the foot of exact material left over from our barn build to be able to gift to G and Pops for their house. So it was like the perfect amount for some of this stuff.
It could not have worked out any better, literally. I mean, I was like, man, we're not going to have enough. I think I need like 5 more feet. And Steph would be like, we have 5 more feet. Like that's how it worked out with the plumbing.
Yeah.
We had to stop today. We did as much as we could. The goal was to be done with the plumbing job this weekend because, I go back to work and long days and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be here. So we got as far as we could, but the only thing really holding us up right now is that they don't have the shower or the bathtub yet. and I can't install exactly where that manifold, the hot water mixer. I can't install exactly where that's going to be and plumb it in until the shower is where they want it, and I can tell. So
Yeah. We got a lot done, though.
we did get a lot done, and it looks very professional, I will say. Did a great job, Steph. Steph showed up. I had a plan, and my plan was going to be much easier, but it wasn't going to look as good. And Steph showed up, and she was like,
I'm going to make it harder for you.
She goes, well, why don't you do it this way? And I'm like, oh, really? That's going to be a lot. And she's like, yeah, but it's going to look really nice. And I was like, all right, let's do it that way. So it's like, I thought we were going to have a whole day of plumbing, and we instead had a whole day of drilling holes through things. So, and wrecking our hands and wrists during it, because we drilled holes to run the pipe through all the like floor joists areas, so everything is completely hidden and tucked up and tucked away, and I don't know, we'll come back and just make it all look nice at the end with
Wait, it can be it's going to be very hard for you to visualize, but this way it can be insulated, it can be tucked away, it'll be out of sight, it looks nice.
That video will be coming out this week.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we did plumbing and just kind of brainstorming with everyone about all the things that they want to do. And they also, Pops and G wanted Steph and I to do the sheetrock, which we're okay doing the sheetrock if we need to do the sheetrock. It's a big job.
I'm going to need all the Advil.
Yeah. And sheetrock is sheetrock.
I do sheetrock, I love you.
Anyone
it's a labor of love.
Anyone who has done sheetrock work knows how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Did the snake freak me out? I'm guessing this is my mom's snake. I think it scared Steph more than me.
Yeah.
Steph didn't know what was going on.
Heard gunshots and screaming and had to run out of the barn and figure out what the heck is going on.
That was a mean snake. Yeah, and PEX is nice to have. Like working with PEX is I wouldn't say necessarily easy. I think if I would have had a bunch of PEX A left over, we would have not found ourselves in some of the trickier situations, because you just have to have that gun and you stretch it out and you shove it on and it tightens down and stuff like that. But all the things that I had, what we did with this barn was PEX B, so you have to crimp everything, and there were some places where crimping was a real tight squeeze.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, it was
almost like a jigsaw puzzle that was almost irreversible. Like if you put the piece in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you would be in a pickle. But we had to almost like a chess match. Like if I move here, then I do this, then this will happen. So let's do it this way in reverse and make it work. And it did. It all worked out. So very happy with the end result. As far as we've gotten everything under the house done. Now we've got the water heater done. Now we're just waiting on all the fixtures inside.
Yeah. The toilet is the toilet and the water heater is the only thing that showed up so far. But yeah, it's pretty much plumbed and wrapped up. It's just I don't want to tie in the water yet until there's fixtures, and as soon as I tie in that water, the water's gonna have to be cut off until the fixtures showed up. And I told Pops today, I was like, we don't really know how long that I would have to have water shut off to your house, so I don't want you to just not be able to water your garden and things like that.
I will agree with you, Lisa Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Not to brag, not to be braggy, but I really think that you and I work really well together on projects.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because there's some people who just can't work together on stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
Yeah, we're a good team.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times when you're working on that stuff where you get frustrated with something, and if you were just by yourself, you would just have to get frustrated and walk away from it, or do it wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
But But it's nice that when we're working on projects, I'll get frustrated with something. You'll be like, it's not that big of a deal. Let me help you out or whatever.
I think most of the time that either one of us gets like frustrated, it's because I'm looking at it at a different angle than you're looking at it. So I'm like, if you were to come this way and look at it this way, it's a pretty simple, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all
Whose idea was to run this under here?
Yeah. But it really is about like perspective, like different perspectives, and it's cool whenever you have a second person to be like bouncing ideas off of each other. Be like, oh, I didn't even think about doing it that way. Let's do it that way.
Yeah.
And I think you and I both said that several times. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Let's do it that way.
Yeah. And then the sheetrock. You know, the nice thing about the sheetrock is that we did so much sheetrock work in this barn that we ended up buying a lot of the things that made our lives easier. Sometimes too late, like the big sander thing.
Yeah.
We bought that at the end of the project, and it's like, Lord, I wish we would have had this at the beginning of the project.
But we have it now. We've got the sander. We had the hopper at the beginning, so we have a massive hopper to texture spray. You know, of course, the putty knives in all sizes, and the putty buckets, and extra sheetrock. We've got extra quarter round from the rental properties. The good thing about you and I is that we have rental properties. We've built this barn from the ground up, and we've got materials and tools that probably no one else on the hill has or needs, and now we have them to build a house.
Except for maybe Jake. He probably has a lot of sheetrock stuff too.
Yeah, but Jake probably needs a lot of sheetrock stuff.
Yeah, he still needs it.
He needs it, yeah.
And that's the thing too about sheetrock is that sometimes what you think of as like the daunting part is getting the sheetrock on the wall, but it's really once everything's on the wall,
you gotta cut out the outlets,
tape and float, and sand and texture. Like that's when it all kind of, Lord of mercy.
I want to saw off my own arm from my own shoulder. Like, get up there, get
sheetrocking. Pops is talking about having someone come in and
it changes every day.
Yeah, it does change.
We don't know.
Sometimes we'll be up there talking for like an hour, and the plan will change 4 or 5 times in that 1 hour of talking. But he did say he may pay someone to come in and at least put it up on the ceiling, which that is the hardest part. I mean, putting it up holding the sheetrock over your head and doing all that kind of stuff is a pain. So
hurry up, screw it, hurry up.
Yeah, marking the lines on the studs to make sure you're screwing in the. Oh man, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, all we've been worrying about is the plumbing, and the plumbing is looking good. Can't tell you if there's any leaks in it yet because we got to tie into the water, but really hoping.
I have high confidence.
I do too.
You didn't have one leak here.
I did not, and I was brand new at it, and here I had experience and help, so yeah, I think we'll be good. Yeah. All right,
it's 7 o'clock.
It's time to head up for
Dan and Lou's.
Cooking with Dan and Lou. Well, that went by fast. But we had a lot to talk about. And I'm sure we didn't talk about everything we wanted to talk about, but that's what happens when you're gone for 2 weeks or 3.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We love you guys. And we've got some good videos coming up this week, I believe. Tomorrow for sure. Check out our coming home video.
Escape of the Wildfire.
Yeah, coming home and Wildfires, I think is what it's titled. But yeah, it was a good one.
And also, I'd like to ask for a couple prayers if you're the praying type. The praying type. Please pray for Jill. Yep. Jill is our cousin-in-law. She's married to Dustin. Dustin is Tina's son. To give you a quick recap, tomorrow she's having surgery. If you follow the other channels, you may have heard Jill has thyroid cancer. She just gave birth to her baby. So they had to wait for her to give birth, and then they were going to give her a few weeks to recover from that and then go in and do her surgery.
Yep. She
told us today at lunch that they're going to make an incision down here, and it's going to go all the way across and then up behind her ear. They have to take all the lymph nodes as well as her thyroid. So please keep her in your prayers for a successful removal of all the cancer. Please continue to keep Central Texas in your prayers with all the flooding that happened. Last update today that I saw, there's still 3 people missing, which is a blessing in itself because so many are still unaccounted for in the Carolinas and Appalachian and all that with all the Hurricane Helene. But in central Texas, 3 are missing still from the flood. So hopefully they can be recovered. And the fires, the wildfires, that's another thing. West Texas, or not West, the western part of the United States is crazy on fire. And we had not even experienced that before in our life until we had to drive through it. And it's devastating just to see the homes and everything that have just been taken over by fire. So we are keeping you guys at the top of our prayer list as well, that life and family and farms and houses are protected. And I know that's their main priority is firefighters to keep homes protected. So we're praying for the first responders, praying for the families with lost loved ones, and we are praying for Jill. But yeah, I don't hope you didn't jump off on a sad note, but just
no, that's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Keep everyone in your prayers. All right, guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one.